Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're here with our team members from CIMcloud.
Greetings, everyone.
Going?
Shall we go ahead and begin, Falana?
That would be fantastic. Yes.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate it. First and foremost, welcome. We appreciate you guys taking some time to spend it with us here at Oasis and CIMcloud today. We know your schedules are busy and you have a choice on how you spend your time, and we're grateful that you have elected to spend at least a little bit of it with us here this afternoon. So we will try to make the most of it. First off, as they mentioned, we are a longtime partner of Oasis, and if you are here, you probably also have a relationship with them. So one of the things that you will see when we get to the end and throughout this is if you have questions, you can certainly reach out to us, and we would encourage you to reach out to Oasis as well. They are an excellent partner, and they know our product and this space tremendously well. So with that, let me go ahead and introduce the two folks here from our organization, CIMcloud. So I'm Kerry. And I'm joined here with Trevor, and combined, we've probably got 10 plus years of experience in working on the CIMcloud platform. So we may not be able to answer every question you have, but we're hopeful that we can answer a large percent of them. So today we're here to talk about Sage Customer Portal. And we've broken this presentation into a couple different segments. I'm going to take a few moments to take a step back and paint the bigger picture on why this even matters. Then I'll give you some ground work kind of laid out for what Sage Customer Portal is, specifically for our Sage 100 customers out there. And then we'll do a brief walkthrough of the product, and then we'll get into next steps, and we're going to have a live question and answer session. So my hope is that the presentation part takes about 20 minutes, and then we're going to leave about 10 minutes at the end for any questions that you folks might have. So with that, and I guess I would like to remind you as well, there is a Q&A button on the Zoom webinar. So if you want, go ahead, put those questions in. I think we're going to gather them all up, and then we will do our very best to answer them at the end of the presentation. So let's kind of take a big step back and get into the big picture. So why does it even matter? A book that we highly recommend, that we live and breathe here at CIMcloud, is called The Effortless Experience. It was written a while ago. It was put together by CEB, which is now owned by the Gardner Group. And it's a member organization that has thousands of companies that subscribe to their data service. And then they have tens and thousands of their own customers. And they set out to answer a very specific question. What is the best way to create customer loyalty, right? So they were working on behalf of their customers and then polling all of their customers' customers to find out the answer to this question. And the reason that they were in pursuit of that is customer loyalty is one of the key drivers for not only attracting new customers, but keeping them and then growing them as customers, right? So everybody who's on this call has customers, and you would all like for those customers to be as loyal to you as possible, right? And so what they set out to figure out is what is the best way to make that happen. And what they found, there were all kinds of theories. Is it going to be white glove service? We have the friendliest employees, folks like coming with spiffs or programs or things we have going on. But what they found across all the industries they surveyed was that the best way to create customer loyalty is to work on providing a effortless customer experience. So making it super easy for your customers to do business with you. And the number one tactic they found in improving that customer experience is providing your customers with self-service tools. Right. So it was really interesting. I mean, they went in, it's a great read. I recommend, even if you're not a huge reader, you maybe get the audiobook, which is how I like to ingest them. And it was really powerful when they went through at a highly analytical level to figure out that here's how they do it. Right. And they talk about in the direct to consumer world that Amazon is the gold standard for this enabling customer self-service. Right. I mean, I would be embarrassed, and I kind of shudder to think when I add up at the end of the year how much my family spends on Amazon. And there might be a lot of reasons. They have a wide selection. It doesn't take too long to get the products. But if I reflect on my own experience, the number one reason is because it's just so easy. And it's so easy because they've given me the tools to manage the experience, right? I can't count how many times from walking from upstairs to going down to the car, I've placed an order. Right. And the reason I'm able to do that is I have the tools 24/7, 365 in my hand to place those orders. In fact, Amazon's done such a brilliant job. They've shifted me into their returns department. I used to just drive up to Fresh Market and hand it to someone, and they've gone one step further. Now I go to Whole Foods and there's not even a human. There's just a computer. And I scan in my products when I'm ready to return them and I deliver them back to them. Right. So, and we're all very familiar in our personal lives and this direct to consumer model. And what it means, it's equally applicable. And this is what the CE board book, and this is what the effortless experience is about. It's very true. It's equally true for business to business customers. And one of the things that they discovered in there, and we may all be able to relate to it, I kind of shudder it every time I read the quote, is what they also found was 90% of customers who had the opposite, which is a high effort customer experience, reported being disloyal in whole or in part, right? And that's one of the things as all of us have collectively seen this shift in the B2B space is that customers may not raise their hand complaining, hey, you don't provide these tools. What they do is they vote with their dollars and they vote with their feet, right? So creating customer loyalty is paramount in any business, particularly in business to businesses that are engaged in this commerce to growing that business, right? So how does CIMcloud fit into this? Well, our platform was designed specifically for B2B first companies. And I'm going to give you a little footnote on what we mean when we say that. Giving B2B first companies the ability to provide these self-service solutions, in our case, to your customers and to your workers or your employees, with the goal of improving customer loyalty, read another way, growing revenue, and improving your operational efficiency. And that's why we're here today. So we're going to talk about the Sage Customer Portal because it is a powerful tool in helping you build customer loyalty through those customer self-service tools. Now, I told you I would give you a little segue on, well, when we say B2B first, is that me? I don't really know. What does that mean? Everybody's got an acronym, right? So, indications that you are a B2B first company if you sell to other companies or businesses or organizations, right? So you might be engaged in direct to consumer, but do you sell to other businesses? Do your customers pay different prices for the same product? Are they buying on terms? i.e., do you have invoices and open AR? Do you find that some of your customers need a different buyer experience? They can only buy certain products from certain warehouses, activities like that, or do they have very specific B2B product situations, product families, bills of material, units of measure, et cetera, right? So if one or two of these are true for you, you are likely B2B or B2B first. And if more than two apply, you're absolutely engaged in B2B first. So if you're B2B first and you're focused on improving customer loyalty, and you're writing on Sage 100 is your ERP system, one of the easiest, most cost-effective ways for you to engage in providing those customer self-service tools, and we're a little biased here in our opinion, but it's through the Sage Customer Portal, right? So at a high level, what the Sage Customer Portal does by integrating with your Sage 100 instance is it helps your customers track orders and shipments whenever they want, 24/7, 365. Track payments and credits, whether they've come through our portal or you received them as a check and just entered them into Sage, 24/7, 365, and allows them to pay against any open invoices they have. Again, 24/7, 365, giving them the tools to engage in commerce when they want to build that customer loyalty. We also have, and I'm going to show you, we create, it's a CRM style workspace so that your workers, your employees can also have insight into what your end customers are doing. So how do we do all this? We have the industry's only out-of-the-box bi-directional integration with Sage 100. CIMcloud is a Sage Tech Partner Plus. We're listed on the Sage 100 North America price list, and we are proud to count hundreds of customers who have relied on Sage 100 to run their businesses, to help move them forward in this goal of increasing customer loyalty with better self-service tools. So that's where the Sage 100 customer portal comes in. That's what we do. Again, it is part of our broader platform, and we're going to keep today focused just on the portal, but it's worth noting, CIMcloud is a full e-commerce platform. So we work with primarily companies between 5 to 300 million in revenues, but we have billion-dollar plus companies that are running multiple sites with multiple Sage files, kind of the full gambit. But what we're talking about today on the image I've got on the screen are really the things we see outlined in that Sage green, so you know what we're talking about for the Sage Customer Portal. So the key components are Sage 100. So if you're here today, check. Then we use our CIMcloud ERP sync tool. So this tool resides in the cloud. It can sync with your Sage instance, whether it's on-prem or in the cloud. And that connects it out to our CIMcloud SaaS platform. So our online platform, of which, again, we'll be talking about the sort of two little green clouds you see there, which is a subset of the customer self-service portal and then that worker portal, tools for your customers. So things your customers, again, will be able to see: account information, order, shipment, AR tracking. They can make invoice payments. Your employees, your workers will have a CRM style workspace where they can go in and control settings and configurations to help guide that experience for customers. And again, it's all working through our Sage 100 sync. So technically what we're doing is we're pulling over orders and shipments from Sage 100, not just those, by the way, that might have occurred online, but the whole history, what a customer would be allowed to see, as well as invoices, payments, and credits historically. And then what we do in our platform is we are pushing invoice payments back into Sage. So if your customers log into the portal, they make a payment, perhaps by credit card or ACH, we put that invoice payment back into Sage, and you would see that pop up in your cash receipts. So all hands-free, no humans involved other than your customers, again, engaging in self-service to place those transactions. So let me dive into it. So it's about 12:15. I'm doing a quick time check. That's going to give me a little bit of time to step in and show you what the actual product looks like. You're going to see two views here this afternoon. The first are these self-service tools for your customers, and we're using our fictitious company called The Grind, which is a coffee supply company. I didn't pick that that's our fictitious company, but I'm a huge consumer of coffee, so I always get a little jolt whenever I get into the demo. And then the other thing we'll be showing you are the self-service tools for your employees or your workers. Again, all accessed in through the same platform. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and, try to share my screen. And I'm hopeful that you guys are able to now see the portal login. So what you're looking at is typically how we would deploy this is you might have on your pre-existing marketing website, or you might be providing via email links for your customers to come and access the customer portal. So what they would see is they would come and they would land on a branded access page. Again, this one's for The Grind, which is our fictitious company. If they had passwords and credentials set up, they could do it. Or if they were an existing customer already doing business with you, which in this instance they would be, they can actually go through the process of creating a new online account. So there's a couple different ways we handle that. We have account validation, and you have some control over how that process works as well. But they would come, they would log in with their unique credentials. And again, everything they're going to see here is related to whatever specific rights they have as a customer in your system. So here I'm logging in, I'm a customer of The Grind, and the three broad areas I'm going to be looking at are orders and shipments. So I want to see the status of orders and shipments. So historically, I might have had to pick up the phone or email or call or, hey, what's the status of this? Now I could do that, and I can also go online and see it. I might want to see my account statement or all of my outstanding invoices, and then I might want to make payments against those invoices. All standard functions in what we do with the customer portal. So at the highest level, I might want to come in as a customer and look at what are all of my open orders. And what you would see is we are bringing over all of that order detail from Sage. So you could dive into a specific order and you would see very much the similar data you would see back over on the Sage side. So I could see, product totals, taxing totals. If there were shipping charges, I would see my account information, where it's billing, where it's shipping, and then we would have line item detail. Right. So I could see specifically, oh, I ordered 2 of the blueberry tea and 1 Costa Rica organic blend. Right. So all of this information, again, is coming over from Sage. So from the moment we hook you up and connect you into the CIMcloud platform, this information automatically starts syncing in the background. So customers will have the ability to see all of their open orders, and we give them a variety of ways they can look at it out of the box. They might want to see opened or things that are on back orders. They could also pull in if you are updating tracking information. For instance, with UPS or FedEx, you're putting that into Sage. They would be able to see that in the portal, click link, and then track the status of that order from either of those freight providers. So a view in to all of the orders and shipments that are going on with my account. Another popular area is to come in, and one of the key things that can help you guys in closing that quote to cash cycle. So we've got an order and now we would like to get the collections of it, is they can come in and see all of their invoices and the balances of those invoices. So at a high level, we have something called My Statement, which just rolls it all up. So I would be able to see as a customer what all of my outstanding balances are. And I would see all the orders that comprised of it. And again, we could drill down in, get order level detail for any of those. And from here, a customer could come in and they could initiate the process of paying that invoice, which is the other big area, right? So with our customer portal standard out of the box, you can pay some or all of your invoices. You can pay them in full. You can pay them in part. Again, all of this information is coming over from Sage. And the way our sync works is we're always looking for changes on either side. So as you have updates on the Sage side, our sync tool logs those changes and sends them over to the website. So they're always looking at the most recent information. They can, again, see what their outstanding invoices are and then come in and place a payment. So credit card, ACH, all standard is part of it. When that payment is complete, what's going to happen is we are going to push the invoice payment back over into Sage, and you'll see in cash receipts, we've got a new payment. And then when that clears and you guys process it back on your side as part of your business, the customers will be able to see, oh, they received the payment and the payment's been made, right? So other things I'm not going to go into today, but they could also see if there were credits. They could view all of the payments that have occurred over history. So again, how do we drive customer loyalty? We give individuals tools to self-service, not only seeing the status of orders, shipments, payments, but making payments, right? So huge win for the business, creating customer loyalty. And again, briefly, very similar, your employees, we call them workers, your employees would also have a view in that would be very similar. So they would have a little bit more that they would see. So for instance, based on how you set up the data rights, an employee would see their accounts. So they could come in, they could access the particular accounts that are out there. They could drill into a particular account. If they wanted to see what the status was, it would show them all the contacts we have associated with it, some high-level information, sales statistics, how much sales going through, their current statement, really empowering your workers, your employees, with the ability to have in front of them similar tools so that they can also provide that higher level of service to your customers. So again, all of this would come in. We also have some in our overview, we've got some customer timelines. So, that you could see if your customers are coming in, visiting the website, going through, if they're making payment, all of these things going on. And again, seeing views, what is the outstanding invoices for the account, and have they made any payments or credits? So that's a lot. And we covered it all in about 20 minutes. But both of those were with the goal of, again, being able to give your customers and your employees those self-service tools so that they can engage in commerce on their terms and hopefully help you guys more efficiently grow your businesses. So I'm going to open it up here if there are any questions that have come up, and let you guys have the opportunity to ask those. Before we do, I'm going to give you guys a couple of next steps. If you're here today and you're not sure what exactly you want to do next, I just want to make sure I've got my screen up. Just some key high level next steps. First off, if you're on this call and you have an interest, we really encourage you to follow up with Oasis. Obviously, Trevor and I would be happy to answer any questions you've got, and we're pretty easy to reach at CIMcloud. But we've got a long partnership working with Oasis, and I would love the opportunity to work with them on this. If you're interested in additional materials, either ourselves or Oasis can get back out in touch with you on that. Again, you can also find us. We are on Sage Marketplace. If you haven't had a chance to go there, we encourage you to do so, where you will see us listed there, and then you could set up a personal demonstration. I think the most important key first action is to take steps to start building customer loyalty. So I think have seen a couple questions come in. So I'm going to try to Brian is asking, is everything that we showed today included in the intro package? And the short answer is yes. So everything we walked through today actually is an instance of Sage Customer Portal. We're using demo data, but both from the customer side and from the employee side, yes. This is for us one of the easiest deployments we do. We know the Sage system very well, so all it really involves is we work with an onboarding process with you to sync up your Sage instance, allow you to review the data, and then you can start using it. So that was one question that was out. I see different windows here. All right, I'm going to try to scroll through some of these here.
You have one, what is the data refresh rate?
Okay, what is the data refresh rate? We throttle it, and it is determined by configuration, and it's really reflecting on the business. So it could be a couple times a minute, and it could also be spread out longer. So I think our default is somewhere in a couple times a minute, where it's looking for if there's changes. So I'm always hesitant to use the word real time. So it's not trigger based, but the sync tool is constantly looking for when there's changes. So at a very technical level, all the tables we look at in Sage are time date stamped. So we look if there's changes, those time date stamps. So not real time, but very close, and it is configurable. We do have some customers with very large installations. For whatever reason, they may throttle them during certain times of the day.
Another one you have is, where can I find information about the cost?
Yeah, great. So Oasis would be a great first step on that. I would encourage you to reach out with them. We have essentially, it's a monthly subscription. So what we've walked through today, it's worth noting, it is Sage exclusive. So this version of Sage Customer Portal, we work with partners like Oasis and our parent, the software publisher Sage Company, to provide it to you. So I would defer to Oasis in walking through the specifics on it, but there's essentially we have a monthly fee, and there's a one-time setup fee the very first time that they get started.
And the last one that I see on here, you still have time to drop a question. You could either use the chat, as some people are using, or the Q&A, but do we get a notification that there's a cash receipts when a customer pays?
Yeah, so that would be back on the Sage side. So just like when you get a cash receipt come in on the Sage side, you would, kind of whatever your standard process is over there, that's what you'd see. I don't know if Trevor, is there anything you want to add on that one, or?
Yeah, we can set up email notifications, whether it's to a general mailbox that's monitored by a few people, or if it's someone's like individual email. We've set up email notifications for a variety of reasons that could go to whoever you'd like them to go to.
Yeah, again, one of the things, just kind of high level, in case there are any other questions, or just as you think it up, Oh, so I see we just got another question came in. Can orders be modified in the portal? So in this version of Sage Customer Portal, all we're doing is receiving information back over from Sage. So you're not actually creating or modifying orders in Customer Portal. For customers that get into a more of a full B2B deployment, there's options on how we can handle that going forward. But that would be, so that, you know, again, when I take us back to the high level diagram, one of the things we always want to be very clear on is when we start with Sage Customer Portal, which, by the way, this segue in, regardless of the size of the company or where you are sort of in your online presence, we recommend all customers to begin with this path. It's one of the easiest ways you begin the process. You know, Amazon didn't start out with me returning things by myself at Whole Foods, right? So they started into a segue in training me essentially as a customer. And we find that Sage Customer Portal is a great way to begin training customers to move forward in that process. So I don't see any other questions. And if I've missed one, I apologize. That's a user error and just trying to scroll through them. So I apologize if I did. What I can assure you is if there are questions and we didn't get them answered, I'm sure the team at Oasis will get them over to us and we would be more than happy to follow up. I am going to go ahead and share our contact information. You can reach me. I'm at carrie.mead, or you can reach Trevor at trevor.mcgowan@CIMcloud.com. So whether you want to reach out to Oasis or come out to us, in the end, we'll all work together and hopefully help you and your customers on their voyage to keep growing businesses efficiently as possible, which is sort of what we're all about here. So we are, I'd like to thank again Oasis for hosting us here this afternoon. I know we're coming up on the close of 12:30. So if you're like me, that means you've only got a few minutes to get lunch in. So I don't want to eat into your lunch, no pun intended. But again, we're hugely grateful for our partners. We're grateful to be a Sage technical partner with Sage and grateful for your time. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And we hope to be able to have conversations with many of you in the future. I think that's all we have on our side, unless there's anything else for you, Falana.
No, that's it. Everyone will receive a copy of the recording and the follow-up email from Garen. Have a great day.
Thanks so much, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.